So hello and welcome to the Sauer Academy, and as already announced, we are now at the shooting range with Isabella and want to complete the topic of 0-point and 0-point control. So Isabella has already taken her kneeling position, and now it's time to do a practical 0-point check and interview Isabella a bit about what she looks out for, what her important fixed points are. Some call them nodes. It doesn't really matter what you call them. The main thing is that you have some points that you pay attention to and that they are always the same in the end. So now the question, Isabella, before we go through the whole thing, what do you pay attention to when you take your position? Which points? We said tension-free earlier. What should be tension-free in your kneeling position?
I mainly make sure that my left supporting arm is tension-free, my right shoulder and my right arm. Many people also make sure that their stomach and back are free and that there is no tension there. Exactly, those are the important points.
All right, let me just quickly walk you through this so that you can see that the entire process remains the same throughout. Even before the position is taken, we'll go through it together. It all starts with the initial position, which remains unchanged. There's no need to stand up or fidget around. The supporting arm, just like everything else, is positioned once and remains in that same position throughout. So it's always a consistent process. It is not changed again unless, of course, the 0-point is no longer correct at some point, in which case you might have to correct something. But let's move on to the firing position. The first thing she does is insert the butt plate. Then she grips the pistol grip evenly from behind, and now, in principle, as you can probably see, she already rests her head slightly. Isabella, are you already looking through it?
No, so first of all, I check everything. I check that the outer position is right, i.e. that everything I've taken now feels like it did during training. Exactly, and if that's all right and I don't have to correct anything, then I look through my sight and see where I am on the target.
So that's also very important, that before you really look through the rifle, through the sight, that you check your points and say, now I'm going to relax my arm, my shoulder, my right thigh. As she just explained, I'm going to relax my stomach and back, because as soon as I pick up the target and then look through it, you're immediately back to aiming, and then you might unconsciously push somewhere you don't actually want to go. And then, Isabella explained further, then you put your head down. Do you look straight through or do you fade out? How do you like it?
Well, I always look down here at the rifle, just not through the rear sight, but I try to rest my head the way I do when I shoot, but lower my eyes.
Exactly. So we've seen it again now. Let's repeat it again. First, she takes the rifle, then takes the grip. She doesn't put the head on completely yet, does a little position check, so to speak, where she works through all these points mentioned earlier. Then she puts the head on completely, but doesn't look through it yet, because only when the head is really put on, then the position is actually really finished. It's not finished before that. And then you probably look through it for the first time. Of course, it would be nice if she is on the target right away, but where are you? Too low? Okay, and that's a kind of 0-point check. If you go through it, now it's too low. We don't want to do anything about it right now. I just want to show again how you can perhaps do it. Isabella can do it all on her own. Take the position, then do a little position check, put your head on, check your points again. Usually with a younger athlete, with someone who is not so experienced, you can help a little by simply being there with the athlete. Let's start from the beginning. Go all the way out, Isabella. And then I just give him the steps and say, now you put on your butt plate, take your grip from behind, your whole hand grips the grip, and then you can also put your head on easily. And I just take a small piece of paper or a target of some kind and cover it so that he can't see through it. They can simply aim, and then I go through the points step by step and say, relax your supporting arm, relax your right shoulder, relax your right thigh, your stomach and lungs are free. And then it's also crucial that I breathe as if I were aiming. And if I were to pull the trigger, i.e. if it were the moment to pull the trigger, then I take my little piece of paper away, and then she can also look to see where she would have aimed. And maybe another thing I do with the younger athletes is that I really, of course you have to ask beforehand if you can reach out for a moment, But if I say very briefly, let the shoulder go, and I touch this here, then he can perceive it better and really target this muscle and say, oh yes, I should let the shoulder go. And then you can often really see how it all sinks in. And what we want is that you really sit firmly on the roll when you kneel, and the weight is on the back here. Isabella, have we forgotten something? Would you like to add something?
I think everything has been said.
Everything's been said. That's wonderful. Then you can get going a bit. You can get your 0 point in the right direction, so to speak. Then thank you very much for your attention. See you next time at the Sauer Academy.